All right, good morning, cyber traders. Welcome back. Good to see everyone. Welcome back on this lovely Monday. Good to see you, Egon. Good to see you, Brad, Lita. Good to see all those familiar faces. And we've got a lot of new faces that are joining this week. We had a really big event last week and had a lot of people from the Wealth 365 that came in. So welcome aboard. If you're from that event that we did, we signed up over hundreds of people that came in. And, we'll talk a little about what you're expecting. If you're watching on social media right now, on our channels, our YouTube, Facebook, whatever it is, we're here live every morning at 9 a.m. and at 2:30. Just make sure you like us and friend us and follow us. So once again, we're going to go through the watch list, talk about it. But let me talk about what happened last week before we start going in today's watch list. So first of all, last week, we probably get like maybe 2 or 3 a month. But last week was a great week of day trading. Now, I mean, when you look at the Dow and, obviously with the bad news, what's going on with this war that's going down in Israel and everything else. And unfortunately, some of these catastrophes do make opportunities. We did benefit from some of the military stocks out there, but that really wasn't the most best part about trading. We had these stocks just last week. I just want to bring up TPST again. Hold on a second. TPST. There we go. So everyone remembers this stock last week. Let me just bring this up. So this was an amazing stock that we had last week. The stock started right around $1 and it ran to $11. That was up over, I think it was up over like 3,000% when you factor in the day before and everything else. It was a great short squeeze. It was, no matter if you showed up at 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock or 10 o'clock or 2 o'clock, it just kept going and it kept giving and giving. It was actually one of our biggest winners of last week. There was another one also that I want to bring up too. And once again, this is day trading at its best, but SASI was also another pretty cool one. That one also had a really, really nice pop. So we had a bunch of stocks that did make some big moves. And, but once again, that's the past. But, there was a couple other ones too. We had SASI. What else we had? We had the SECO. That one was also a very, very big winner right here. You could see that one. That one ran from like 40 cents up to about 380. And by the way, please, everyone, we don't trade penny stocks, okay? It just so happened that these were very, very inexpensive stocks. They did move. There were some more stocks that might be in your price range you might want to look at. There was also this OPGN, also another amazing one. This one ran from like 50 to about $3. But we trade the UVXY. That one did really well on Friday. You could see it, nice little pop right there. So we do trade like ETFs. We do trade everything else. But there was just so many inexpensive stocks that were just moving so nicely. And it was just amazing. We loved every minute of it. So anyway, let's start going through, let's forget about next week. This last week. This is a new week. There's always new stocks. Now, just be prepared. On Monday, it's not the greatest day, okay? People come back from the weekend. We got a couple of good reports on the banking stocks that did pretty decent on Friday. That was a very, very, very important. If you logged into our Twitter account or on our Instagram, we do post what's coming up on earnings announcements. Once again, make sure you like us, friend us, leave any comments. We do reply back to those comments. It's a great opportunity for you to get your feet wet here at Cyber Trade University. And students, we always recommend that, we always encourage you guys to share your thoughts on it. But let's go out there and see what's moving, what's going to go with the earnings. But regarding about this Monday morning, let's not get too crazy. So I was going through the big watch list, and that's where we kind of focus our attention. And there wasn't that much out there. I mean, this stock got bought out. PCTI, not really doing too much. EPIX, it's up about 23%, 200,000 shares, not really moving that much. TNNG, that was another good mover on Friday. You could see at 10:30, it ran from like $1.50 up to $4, and it did it within like an hour and a half. Remember, you don't got to kill it. Make a fortune on a big runner up like that because, listen, they do come back down, but had good iceberg orders. We'll show you a little bit more about those too. But that one, it's up this morning after taking a big hit. You know what? After seeing how it traded on Friday, I'm going to put it on the watch list. TANH. How much volume it trade? 800,000 shares. I got to bring up level 4. TNH. TANH. Let's go see what's going on and see what's going on in the orders. See what we got going on out there. See if we got anything attractive. Let me bring it up here and share with you. We had a couple of orange orders out here that got filled. How big were those? Oops. What did I do? How big were they? About 3,000. There's a 10,000 share buyer right now. It showed up at $1.75. Not terrible, but we know it does move, so it's got some orders. We'll keep an eye on it. What else we got going on here? Yeah, this one, MREO. You know what? It gapped up a little big this morning. It traded about 5.7 million shares already. A lot of orders came in right around 7 a.m. You could see it right around here, 7 a.m., but she's not really going anywhere. I mean, you're talking, this is the number 4 biggest percentage gainer in the entire market of the NASDAQ. So 17%, really not a really good trend right there. Typical, listen, this is typical Monday, but don't worry. The market hasn't opened up yet. This is just what's going on in pre-market. Sometimes these things pop early. What else we got going on here? This one had a good move on Friday, but this morning not really do too much. We're already at 10%. Once we hit about 10%, that's the cutoff line. But there is a stock getting crushed, hammered here on the losers list. There's only one problem: pharmaceutical stock, and we know they do not come back. So remember, we always teach you this in class. You might want to get a dead cat bounce. You might be involved in the stock that might be a pharmaceutical stock. God forbid it's not this one, but they don't come back, these things. So you know what? We'll put it on the watch list, and you'll see what I mean by that. But other than that, I would kind of more or less stay away from it. OMOR, this doesn't look like a pharmaceutical stock, but this one's also getting crushed. But only traded 200,000 shares in pre-market. That's not really that good. This one's down. New York Stock Exchange, very rarely you find anything that moves in there. 32%, up $1.60, 200,000 shares, not really a forte. This one got pretty beat up right here, but it is moving. That's 600,000 shares. We got a big iceberg order right here showing up right here. Not terrible. Okay, you can see there's a lot of green bars. So this one doesn't look bad. This one's up shockingly for a New York Stock Exchange. Finally found something's got, it looks like it's making new higher highs. Let me blow this up so you guys can see a little bit better. Start moving about 8 a.m. Looks like it could be a gap fill. That looks pretty good. this one doesn't look good. This doesn't look good. This doesn't look good. This doesn't look good. And students, when we go through this list, you know what I mean? No good, no good, no good. Big price levels, big tier sizes, not really good. Now, there are a couple of the stocks that are moving that we also do some swing trading. So there are a couple of stocks out there. Nuvo had a really, really good move on Friday, and you can see it. We're doing pretty well. This is a reverse stock split right here. They did buy a company for $1.5 billion. That's in the B's. So obviously they got a lot of cash on hand. Usually when a company buys a company out, they do back off, but it didn't come back down a lot about. I'm a little pissed off right now what's going on Boyle. We did well on Boyle. It's at 50. It's at 70. It's hitting resistance levels. I got my finger on that trigger to get out. I mean, a lot of us bought it right here to support. I was thinking it was going to break it, but as we get more consistent days of a downtrend, that's not a good sign. So we're going to look at probably getting out of those. If it, once again, if we're doing an option trade on it or a swing trade. What else that we got going on there that we had? We also had we had Mara. Yeah, we saw these stocks that were moving. All the blockchain stocks. So again, a lot of greens over here. You can see on the left-hand side. So you got Coin that's moving pretty decent. You got Mara. You got Riot. Gold did really well on Friday. On times of people getting nervous with with wars and stuff, gold did pretty well. So some of the metal stocks did pretty well. Was it Posh? These are all these Pan American Silver, a couple of the metal stocks. There are stocks that do trade public, so we'll look at some of those too. But I would just I would be a little concerned. We've got the market opening up in about less than 20 minutes. Monday, my Jets won. Excited. Feel sorry for Josh about his Giants. That was a horrible loss yesterday. So it was all sports on Sunday. A lot of people also worried about what they're doing on the weekends. Not that much going on, so let's not get too crazy, okay? So we'll see what happens going into this. But don't worry, there's always something that's going to open up. Remember, the best days of the day are Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. So keep an eye on that. All right. Anything more before we go, cyber traders? Anything I missed? I did not call out. Michael's saying the AM. 9,000 shares, not really doing that much. Absolutely not. I would pass on that, Mike. I mean, not even on the intraday, so I'm even getting any data going on right now. So forget about that. Big spread. Any other stocks out there? Anyone social? Hola to you too, Trader R8R. All right, now remember, if you're new here to Cyber Trade University, if Alan and Aaron, who else I see here that new here in Cyber Group? Just looking up here up on top right here. John, all you guys from Chicago, Lauren from Ontario, Canada. But hopefully you've all spoken to your education advisor. Just want to let you know, this is a trading room. This is not a teaching room. Please, all you're supposed to do is watch the traders, how they think for themselves, because you want to make sure this is something for you, because it's not for everyone. That's okay. If you're in social media right now, you have that little QR code up on top. Just take your phone, scan it. If you're watching this recording, you can always join us whenever you want. Be happy to join our trading room, run all day, and then you can learn a little bit more about our education if you want to know. Just make sure you like us and friend us. Cyber traders, let's get ready for the market open up. And like we always say, you see something, you say something. All right. So let's go out there and try to have a good week. Happy trading, everyone. I'll see you when the market opens up in about 15 minutes.